Thank you, Parvati, for the wonderful introduction, and a very warm welcome to all who joined the session. So today I'm going to present about Harbor, a Cloud Native Registry tool. So as part of that, I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know once you are able to see. Hope you're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah. Thank. So yeah, as I said, I'm just speaking about introduction to Harbor, a trusted cloud native registry. This kind of a lightning session. I'll just go through what is Harbor and what are the features of Harbor, and we'll go through a presentation or a demo, how we can install Harbor, and also what are the features where we can do more on Harbor. As you all know that we have a lot of cloud registries or image registries, Helm registries, a lot of registries in the market. So, what advantage the Harbor gives us, or what is the main advantage, or what is the main feature Harbor can provide to the cloud ecosystem? Okay. Before talking about Harbor, I just want to introduce about CNCF. I think people joined here might not be aware of the CNCF technologies fully. I think like that. So if few people aware of that, or few or more people will not be aware of that. So I thought of just showing you about what is a CNCF and Cloud Native technology, and what are the projects comes under Cloud Native. So CNCF is something who take care of some projects, who develop some projects, and they have some list of projects with them. They classify the projects as like incubating graduated sandbox like that. So inside the CNCF, if you visit this website cncfio.slash projects, you can see like what are the projects comes under CNCF. So if I move on to graduated projects, you can see like all the famous names you have seen or came across are comes under CNCF. So maybe you are familiar about Argo CD, Cilium, etcd, where we are using inside the Kubernetes cluster. Fluentd, our Harbor comes here. Helm charts, Istio, very famous, Kubernetes, OPA. All these projects are part of Kubernetes or CNCF graduated projects. So graduated projects is something which is classified as graduated when it comes to a maturity stage. And there are other incubating project or under maturity, or kind of going to be a mature stage kind of projects are there. If you visit in the website of CNCF, you can come across these project names. So you can have a lot of details which if you more explore on this part. Also, if you go down, you can see the sandbox projects which comes under the CNCF. There are a lot of sandbox projects right now happening in CNCF, and they are within next month or kind of future, they will be comes to a incubating stage, and gradually they will comes to a graduate stage. uh, Talking about our project, or talking about our today's topic, Harbor is a graduated project right now. Earlier in 2018, it was an incubating project, and after 2020, it goes to a graduated project. So moving on to the slides. So my agenda is to introduce you about the Harbor, and I would like to explain about what are the features comes under Harbor, and how Harbor works, and what's the architecture of Harbor, and how we can install it, or I'll show you a short demo how we can install it quickly, and I'll walk through about Harbor, or I'll showcase you what are the things or other features we can use in the Harbor. So introducing about Harbor is a trusted cloud native registry that stores, signs, and scans content. So when speaking about Harbor, it will ideally store some images, or kind of Helm charts, or kind of some things which we would like to push to our Kubernetes cluster, or something which we requires to install something. So Harbor is something which stores, and it will signs the particular thing, or it will validate it with the help of some internal tools or some industrial recommended tools, and it scans the particular things, or scans the particular image inside, which we kept inside Harbor. For example, if you all hear about the vulnerabilities tools or the DevSecOps operations, what we are doing right now in the industry, so all the scans which is performed or which can perform by Harbor. I'll explain more things about Harbor later, but this is the main introduction about Harbor. And the mission of the Harbor is something to provide cloud native environment the ability to confidently manage and serve container images. So I can confidently manage container images, and we can store it. And since we are confident, because it will give us a container image result or a scanned result, and we can go ahead with the with the without bug free, or kind of without a vulnerability free kind of image in future. So this is the main purpose or main introduction about Harbor. So the features are like ownership and deployment. First feature is like ownership and deployment, which we can honor Harbor. Like for example, if we are using an on-premise ecosystem or an on-premise environment, we can deploy Harbor in our environment, and we can manage it like a complete on-premise or kind of private registry. We can store our images, and we can own it fully, because it's an open source project. So we can completely manage it. We can completely use the or complete features of Harbor there. And comes to the multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy is nothing but we can have a lot of users access. We can role based access control it. We can isolate the particular repos or particular images, and we can classify it as like different projects, kind of project isolation. We can do it in Harbor. When it comes to the policy and compliance, there are several features available in Harbor. That is, we can limit quotas. For example, if we have 10 projects in our organization, and in 10 projects we have a lot of images, it's getting pushed to the image repository. So we can separate it, or we can control it with project quotas. For example, my project have only a quota of 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte. If I exceeded a limit of 2 terabyte, of if I'm going to exceed at a limit of 2 terabyte, it will block my or it will consolidate the images in a limit of bandwidth of 2 terabyte, like that. So quotas something we can get a feature like it inside Harbor. Retention policies, like image retention policies. So for example, if an image we upload it into the Harbor, and we set it as like 90 days, within 90 days this image needs to be deleted, or within 90 days this image need to be retained. So that kind of policy we can enforce in Harbor. And about signing, you all know that the images or the charts or something, some installation things which needs to be signed and verified and authorized way, it needs to be happen. So signing is one of the feature we can enable it in the Harbor. And comes to the vulnerability scanning. This is the one of the highlighting item, vulnerability scanning, which we can scan our images, and we can use any tools or any market available tools and integrate along with Harbor, which is like, as you are aware of, there are a lot of tools in the market, like we can say like uh, the tools which we usually use, like I'll show in diagram. Okay. Which we usually use the tools like Claire or Trivi or Anchor, like of tools which we usually use in Harbor, or which we usually use in cloud native or kind of ecosystem to scan our vulnerabilities and get a report. So we can integrate it easily inside the Harbor. So those are very friendly to integrate it. And coming to the scalability and extensibility, there is one option we can integrate webhooks and trigger the things, or we can call any webhook scripts or webhooks call with the help of Harbor. We can integrate it easily. A replication of images. For example, in my organization, I am using multiple container registries. For example, I'm using Azure Container Registry, Quay, another container registry, or AWS Container Registry. There are a lot of container registry in my organization. Might be. Also, I am using Harbor along with it. I can able to replicate the container registries among each other. I can configure the container registry, and I can push or pull the container registries images towards Harbor or towards my other container registry. So kind of replication can be integrated inside the Harbor. And as I said, like the pluggable scanner, I can plug any scanner, kind of Truby or Anchor, any kind of scanners. I can plug it easily and run it through Harbor. So the integration of DevSecOps operations is reduced there. And REST API support, yes, obviously we can call the Harbor things and Harbor operations using REST API calls, which are very advantage for our automation things. So these are the main and most important features when coming to Harbor. So coming to the next slide, I would like to explain about the architecture of Harbor, what we are using right now. So when coming to this diagram, so this diagram looks very bulky, like there are a lot of things in the Harbor. So you can ignore this middle part. A middle part is the core of the Harbor. So this middle part is completely hosted in Kubernetes cluster by Harbor team, or once we install Harbor in our cluster, this middle part will be getting installed in our cluster. So there will be API servers, API controllers, configuration managers, a lot of things inside the middle core part. So out of the middle part, I'm coming down. We have GC controller available inside the Harbor. GC controller means something we need to clear the things inside the Harbor, like uh, if you want to uh, clear the caches, or if you want to uh, clear the steps, we will use GC controllers. I'll explain more on detail on the coming slides on GC controllers. And about chart museum is something which can integrate with Helm charts and store the Helm charts inside this. And notary is something which we can sign the plugins or sign. Notary is a tool which we can use for sign or verify or authorize or authenticate uh, the images. And also notary is getting integrated uh, along with the Harbor. And log collector and job services part of Harbor services, which will get the logs collected, and all the jobs will be running using these services. And coming to Docker distribution is kind of which the Docker images are getting distributed, or kind of Docker images are getting stored with the help of using this component. So these are underlying things which comes under the Harbor. And Harbor is using three database layers, especially one uh, key vault storage, key value pair storage, which is a Redis cache always. So that is coming along with the Harbor installation. And a storage, definitely a storage required to store our images or charts and to be keep along with Harbor. So we are using a block storage or kind of file storage or kind of object storage, anything it will be supported in along with Harbor. Also we are using SQL databases for our RBAC operations, like username or login purpose and all steps. So these are the main databases what we are using right now. And coming to the left side, we are using identity providers, like to log into the Harbor, like we can integrate it with LDAP or Active Directory or IDC calls using REST API. Those kind of identity providers we can integrate along with Harbor. And coming to the top of core, it comes with Nginx as the proxy layer or API routing layer, where we can hit to the Harbor using Nginx. That will be exposing our traffic to the network. And how we can consume Harbor will state the topper side. We have web portal for Harbor. We will get a web portal, a beautiful web portal, where we can see all the images, all the features, all the turning on the function. Everything will comes in the web portal. And we can push the images using Kubernetes things or kubenet commands. So kubelet will be attached with that. So we can push the Helm charts along with that. So there is Helm charts, Helm component along with that, and we can push the Docker things or Notary things. Their Notary components are there. Also, there are OSCI compatibility images also compatible by Harbor, so that component also there. So that's the top side. And coming to the right side, as I said earlier, we can integrate scanning tools like Claire or Trivi or Anchor Engine or DocSec or any kind of tool we can integrate along with Harbor, and you can scan and take the reports using the tool easily. And also, as I said, like replication means where we can connect with any container registries. As you see here, Docker Hub, we can replicate it, or HuaweiSWR, or Amazon ECR, or Google GCR, or Azure ACR. Any container registry can be get integrated, or Quay, or Artifactory, or GitLab container registry. Any container registry can be integrated using the replication feature which comes in the Harbor. So this is the overall architecture diagram of Harbor, and this is a bigger diagram which comes under all the core features and all. So this says what Harbor does, and this says what Harbor will see you how it got installed. So we can show a quick installation demo where I have a Kubernetes cluster with me, where I'll show you how we can install Harbor in a Kubernetes cluster. So we can install Harbor in any way, like we can do a local installation in any of the Ubuntu mission or Linux missions, or we can do installation in Kubernetes cluster. So I just choose here how to install it in a Kubernetes cluster. So I will just connect to a Kubernetes cluster. I have a Kubernetes cluster with me. So I'm just showing you a kubectl get ports -n or minus a, sorry. So I have a Kubernetes cluster connected and I have a lot of ports installed in this. So on top of this, I'm going to install my Harbor. So basic thing is there. Before installing Harbor, you should have a storage class attached to the Harbor. So right now I am using here a Longhorn, a storage class, which will be handling as a default storage class. It's a block storage class. I can show you that. kubectl get svc, sorry, get svc. Okay. So there is a Longhorn storage class I have already installed. So Longhorn is one of the CNCF project, and which we can use as a storage class and mount bound to our local storage of Kubernetes, and it's already installed. So if you don't have a storage class, we need to install it first before you going for a Harbor installation. So I'm installing Harbor with the help of a Helm chart. I will download the Harbor installation using Bitnami. So I need to add a repo for Bitnami. So I'll just add a Bitnami chart here. Since I already added, it shows like already exists. Okay. I'll just update the repository to understand that whether any new things happened in the Harbor. Yeah, just updated the Helm repository right now. So I got all the updated with me. So right now I'm going to create the Harbor installation. So I just need a namespace called Harbor, which can be created along with the Helm chart, but I would like to create it separately. So I'm just creating a namespace called Harbor here. Okay. So now I need to install my Harbor. So I'm using Helm command, Helm install command for installing the Harbor. I'm giving a name called my Harbor, and my chart name is bitnami / Harbor within inside the namespace Harbor. Just copying the command, putting it here. So Helm install my Harbor, bitnami Harbor minus namespace Harbor. So it will take a moment. It will take the chart from Bitnami Harbor and it will install in my Kubernetes cluster here. And it will comes under my namespace called Harbor. So don't get confused, which I named everything as Harbor. So it'll take a moment. So this is right now using the default values.yaml, which got by Bitnami. I'm not changing it because I want a powerful or kind of PD installation. So I'm using the default values.yaml. So it got installed and it's saying me the details. It's thrown me the details what has installed, and it's saying me that for accessing this Harbor web browser, I need to go to that service IP. So I'll just check whether the service IP got created. kubectl get svc minus n harbor. Yeah, my harbor got created, and the load balancer is getting created. You all know that load balancer will always take some time to get created, so it's pending in stage. Okay, let it create. Meantime, we can just explore what are the things got created. kubectl get ports minus n harbor. Yeah, you can see several things are created and it is getting created only. So I have a core service, as I shown earlier. I have a core service, and I think you are remembering the architecture diagram right now. I have a core service in middle, and after that I have, under that core service, I have job service. I have an Nginx on top for approving my things. I have a portal which will help me to connect to that harbor, and I have a Postgres database server uh, which will not all my usernames or my all RBAC policies, everything. If I'm connecting to Active Directory or LDAP, I can switch to that. But local usernames, everything, local database things will be handling by Postgres server. And there will be a Redis cache for my key value pairs storing, and a registry, container registry for storing this thing, okay, containers, and a Trivy will get installed along with Harbor. So this is an update which came in Harbor 2.0 version. They have included Trivy as a default scanner along with the Harbor. So we will get Trivy along with that. Let's check whether the ports, all ports are got deployed. Yes. Right now all the ports are got deployed and I am getting 1/1. Okay. So let me check whether the service got up or not. kubectl get svc minus in harbor. Still it is getting created. I think the load balancer usually takes some time to get create. I think 3 or 4 minutes it will definitely take. So let me go up and check. They are saying this is a service IP, and you have to use admin as a username and password is under secret. Okay, fine. Let me go to the password and fetch the password from secret, because it's a default chart, so I don't know what the password I have set. So I'll go to the secret. What is the secret name? Secret name is my harbor core and vars. Okay, let me go to secret. kubectl get secrets minus n harbor. Okay, so I can see a lot of secrets are created here. Okay, good. So this is my secret, my harbor core and vars. So let me take the secret. kubectl edit secret. Let me paste my name minus n harbor. Okay, I got a lot of secrets. Where is my secret? So okay, harbor admin password. This is my secret, which I supposed to get to log in into the harbor web portal. So I'm just copying it, and you all know that it is showing a base 64 encoded secret, right? So I want to decode it so that I can get my password correctly. So I'm just copying it, and I'm just opening a web browser here. I'm just going to base 64 decoder, not encoder. Okay, base 64 decoder. I'm pasting the password here and decode it, brother. Yeah, I got it decoded. I'm just saving it, the password here, for my future purpose to log in. Fine. So that job is done. So I'm just closing the secret, which I open here. Fine. No changes happened. So let me check whether my service got created right now. SVC. Yep, I got an IP. External IP 6520 This is my harbor URL. Okay. Let me take a browser. HTTP. Sorry. So the secrets are, so the certificates are not installed, that's why it's showing as SSL problem. So I'm not fixing it because I don't want to fix it right now because it's a light session. Definitely we can download certificate and put in the secrets and it will resolve. So right now it's going to the harbor. Okay, fine. So right now I am able to see the web page. Let me change this IP to domain name. I think the Kubernetes already, or the Wilhelm chart already taken a domain name for this particular thing. So let me check what is the domain name they have taken. So I'll try to get the values.yaml and I'll show you how the values.yaml look likes. Helm show values. Start from Bitnami / harbor. So here I will get the values.yaml. Let me put the values.yaml to a values file, values hyphen harbor dot yaml. Yeah, sorry, I have, okay, it's a typo error, sorry. Yeah, I got the values.yaml. So let me open it. I saved in values, sorry, hyphen harbor dot yaml. Okay, so this is a values.yaml. So if you go down, you can see that what is the name I have configured, or what is the default name it is configured, or default URL DNS it is configured. So it is core.harbor.domain. This is a DNS which is default wise configured in the help chart or the values.yaml. So if you see that the host name it is configured as core.harbor.domain. So I would like to set it as my username, or I would like to set it as my default domain name, or kind of in my local host default domain name, so that it will not create any problem while I'm trying to push a Docker image. So let me go to my host file. You all know that in Windows, the host file will reside in C Windows System 32 drivers, etc folder. If it is a Linux machine, it will be inside the etc/etc/host. So I'm just opening my host file, open with Notepad, just once. Let me go down and I'm just going to put the IP which I got in my SVC. Okay. So core.harbor.domain is a name, and this is the IP. I'm saving it and closing it. Okay. Let me use this domain name core.harbor.domain and go to the browser, taking a new browser, core.harbor.domain. Again, it's showing the SSL problem. It's okay. I'm ignoring it. So fine. This is my Harbor registry. Okay. So I have the username called admin, and I already have the password which I already taken from there. Putting the password here, logging in, don't save. Yes, this is the default view of the Harbor page. I can take it, make it as dark view or light view according to my wish. So I like dark, that's why I go to dark view. So this is the Harbor normal page. You can see projects here and logs here and administration panel here. Okay, so there is a default projects already created called library. I can create a new project. Let me create a new project called CNCG TRE. Let me put it as like a public project, and I'm not putting any quota. Let it be like that. Let me create it. So CNCG TRE is my project, and let me go inside my CNCG CRV. Yeah, you know that nothing is there inside my CNCG TRV. Repositories is empty. Members, I didn't add anyone. Just an admin is there. Labels I can add. Scanners I can add. All the things I can add. I will come to this part later. Let me try to add something for inside my project so that I can show you all those things. Okay, let me try to pull some Docker image from Docker Hub. Docker, okay, Docker pull, what should I put? Okay, BC box. It's a lighter image. So BC box image is getting pulled from the internet, from the Docker Hub, downloading. Yeah, it's a 2 MB, 4 MB kind of image. It's a lighter image. So Docker image ls. Yes, you can see the BC box got downloaded. 4.26 MB is a lighter image. I want to push this BC box to my newly created repository. Okay, so let me check how to create it, how to push it. Okay, so if I come to project, this is the new project which I created, cncgtrv. So cncf random, I short it like that. And let me check the command, push command. So if you see here, you can see push command for Docker, push command is available here, and the Podman push command is available here. Helm chart push command is available here. CNAB push command is also available here. You all know that CNAB what it is. It's container bundle, right? So all these kind of things can be pushed to this repository, which where I created a new project. So I would like to create a Docker image using the Docker push command. Docker push the repository name, or sorry, the harbor name slash the project name slash the repository name. So I'm just copying this thing to align with my image. Otherwise, I couldn't able to push this. Let me take this name copied, and I go to. I would like to rename my Docker image. So Docker tag. What is the current name? It is busy box colon latest, and my new name core.harbor.domain slash cncgtrv slash busybox slash latest. So if you check on that Docker image ls, you can see that my image name got changed. So I can now push into my hub or repository, new repository. So before that, I would like to log into my repository. So I am using Docker login. This is enough. So yeah, it's trying for existing credential because I already tried earlier. Yeah, now the credential are expired. Now I need to give my new credential. It's admin, enter password. I already saved here. Copying the password from there, pasting here, enter. Yes, login succeeded. So let me push this image here. Docker push. Let me copy the image name completely with the tag name as latest. It's not required ideally since latest is the tag name, it's taken as default, but I'm just putting push. Yes, it's pushing, it's preparing. Yes, it started pushing. Yes, absolutely fine. 4 MB image got pushed. Let's check. So if I go to the projects, if I go to cncgtrv, if I go to repository, you can see like my image got pushed. So where this image got pushed, you all always think about that. Let's go to this kubectl, get PVC, persistent volume claim, -n harbor. You can see there are a lot of PVC got created under, I said like I had created a Longhorn storage class. Under Longhorn storage class, all those PVC got created where my images are getting stored. So like that, you can push Helm charts here using the push command, using Helm push chart name to that thing, or you can push CNAB, or you can push Podman, anything you can push to this. So what is the advantage in pushing? What is the advantage over using a normal Azure Container Registry or normal Azure AWS registry or a normal QA registry? What extra which is giving by Harbor, or what the facility giving by Harbor? We can check right now. When we go to these projects, out of the projects, when I come to logs, I can see all the logs, what I have done so far. When it comes to administration, I have a lot of options here. So I can create users here. I can create new user with username, email, password, and with this will go to the database which locally set. Also, I can set as admin the new user created. I can create robotic accounts, new robotic accounts, and I can run the things automatically. And I can align registries. What is registries? So registries are nothing but we can connect with separate container registries like Azure Container Registry or Quake Container Registry or AWS ECR, Elastic Container Registry. Anything we can connect with this. So what we have to do for that? We just need to create a new endpoint and select what kind of container registry it is. See what are the registries Harbor is supporting. Alibaba ACR, AWS ECR, Azure ACR, Docker Hub, all those registries are supporting by Harbor. Select that what kind of registry you want to support and select the name, what is the description, the endpoint URL, the client ID secret, all those things where we want to access to that particular registry, and press OK or test connection. You will get connected to that registry. So here you are creating the connection to the registry. Once you create the connection to the registry, you can replicate the images to and fro towards Harbor or from Harbor to the registry. For that, you need to create a replication rule here. You need to add a new rule. You have to type something and you need to type some description, and you need to say that whether it is a push based or a pull based rule. So push based is something it will be take or it will be push according to that some criteria, or it will pull according to the criteria is called pull based. And you can label it okay, or you can filter it according to what kind of condition when it comes for a push based or pull based kind of replication. You can using name, you can using tags, you can using labels, you can using resources, etc. And you can set the destination registry, what ACR registry or AWS registry, what it is. You can save it, it will automatically pull or push like that. And you can, if you want to schedule it or if you want to do any extra activities, you can do everything in this new push registration rule. All these options are available here. You have a lot of options available here. That comes with the replication side. And comes to the labeling, you can label the artifact what we are creating right now. And as I said, like, you have project quotas, and if you want to limit the project quota like 2 TB only for your CNCG TRV project, you can create a project quota here. That's a amazing future we have, since we have a lot of projects inside our organization, and a lot of projects are consuming a lot of data or storage spaces, so we can limit the storage spaces like that. Coming to the integration services is nothing but we can attach, or as I earlier said, like, we can integrate with any scanners. For example, as default, Trivi scanner is coming along with the integration services here. So Trivi scanner is something which will scan all the data. So you can attach any other scanners in the market. You can install as a pod and you can attach here, or you can connect using your scanner protocol. Like, for your, you have to give the name, you have to give the description, you have to give the endpoint where the scanner got hosted, and authorization, it is a basic token or bearer token or something like that. And you need to just connect it your scanner, it will automatically get scanned using the default scanner what you have in your DevOps pipeline or in your organization. So you can scan it, you can see the vulnerability result here. It goes to the vulnerability, you can scan using the scan now option. It will scan the image right now here. Wait for a couple of moments. Let it scan. I think the scanning got completed right now. Yeah, the scanning got completed. Total one scan happened, and there is no error. One checks this. And if we go to Security Hub, we can see the result here. Total one artifact, one scanned. There is no critical problem, high problem, medium problem, low problem, and all the vulnerabilities you can display it here. And cleanup is another option for garbage collection, where you can see that all the cleanupping things. For example, if you are creating a lot of images which does not have any tags, it should be garbaged. Or those protocols you can write it here. You can allow the untagged artifact here. You can perform the log rotation part here. All those services are available in Hub. And when it comes to the project side, CNCGTRE, we can add members, we can role based access control it here, and you can integrate a particular harbor or a particular scanner. For example, if you want to select the scanner for this particular project, you can select that. Right now Trevi is only available, that's why it's showing as Trevi. Otherwise you can select any scanner. For example, if you are using only Claire for this particular project, you can select Claire for this particular project scanning. And you can set up policies and robotic accounts, any webhooks triggers. If you want to integrate it with this, you can integrate webhooks triggers. You can get the logs from here. These are the options available as part of Harbor API 2.0. So yeah, that's, I think that's all from Harbor walkthrough and installation demo which I have shown you. It's a quick lightning session where I want to bring in introduction and idea about what Harbor it is. And yeah, right now you can ask your questions if you have any, uh, because in interest of time I need to stop right now. So we have few minutes left. So if you have any questions, definitely you can ask right now.
Yeah, hi Rahul. That's a very good presentation, and I am new to the CNCS, so I have two queries.
Fair.
Rahul.
Yeah.
So first thing is, so is there any SaaS version available for this harbor? Maybe
SaaS
only if you
version.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
please.
think SaaS version is available. Like in cloud, youonly you're asking for SaaS version, right? So
Yes,
I think
yes.
it's available, but I didn't use it so far. Harbor is a new tool which comes into market in 2020, and it's flourishing all over. So I think it's available, but I didn't use so far. I can comment it if I seen before, but I don't think like since I didn't use so far, I cannot say.
Yeah,
But let me
thank you.
check.
And yeah, sure, thank you. Thanks for that. And one more query, Rahul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have shown that for scanning, there are several tools that we can integrate. One is Trevi, another is
Yeah.
signing. There are some
Yeah.
options, right? But for signing, I can see Notary is the one you showed in your architecture. Okay, so is
Yes.
there an
Yes.
option if I want to use, say, for example, cosine? Can I integrate it? Is there an option
Definitely.
into that?
Definitely. That's the main advantage of Harbor. You can integrate it with any extensions to the Harbor. You can integrate it.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you,
Sign in
thank you,
perspective
thanks.
or kind of vulnerability perspective, you can integrate any tool. But default wise, they are giving Notary and Trivi as a tool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? So if you have any further questions in future, I think there are some chats. Okay. Yeah, I think I have demonstrated. Yeah, Sharat asked me that how to scan using Strivi. I think I just demonstrated that part. Okay, so if you have any further question or catch up, you can directly ping me in my LinkedIn. So I'll be available there. I'll put the LinkedIn URL in the chat box right now, so you can catch up me there. I'll be available for any questions on Ruby part or Harbor part. So I'll wait for a couple of minutes if you have any question. Anyone, if you have any question, you can hand raise as well.
So, is there anyone with a question again? Or else we would move on to the conclusion part. It was such an informative, very informative session as such about Harbor and how we could analyze it and come up with it. By this, we have come to the end of the session. And at this moment, I would like to share that CNC Trivandrum is available in WhatsApp group as such and also in Twitter and LinkedIn. We are happy to interact with you in all these platforms and never forget to share your feedback about the session. It will be such a glad thing for us. Also, if there is anyone interested for handling further sessions in future, you can also choose that. Next thing, we hope to meet you people soon in an offline meeting that is going to happen in this January or February, and you people will be updated about it. One more thing to note, the recording of this session will be available in our YouTube channel. I hope the things are clear. And by
Yeah,
this, we
yeah,
are
thank you for
concluding.
the
Okay.
for the conclusion. Thank you all. I think all the list and link, all those details are provided in the chat, so you can use of it. And if you want to join the WhatsApp group, you can join the WhatsApp group and be part of the community. Yeah, thank you all.
The feedback forms are also mailed. Okay. So, thank you all.